Hello, hello. All right, so welcome back, Ophiuchus. So because we've changed the backdrop and we are looking kind of across the horizon from this place in this eroded limestone cliff, I wanted to say, what's our breakthrough, right? Since we can kind of see through this breakthrough in the cliff. Um, we've had some really great messages. We have a 10 of Cups in the reverse, but then the Three of Wands upright. I would say that the first breakthrough is I think that Ophiuchus is looking at a situation and saying, yeah, something didn't turn out to be the 10 of Cups for me after all, but that's because my 10 of Cups is up ahead. My future looks different than my past did. I feel like this could have been someone who either was divorced after quite a few years of marriage, or it didn't culminate in marriage, but that's okay because the future is what's up ahead. This is something that already happened. I think that Ophiuchus has made a very honest survey of a situation and has said, I know why something didn't work out. I know why something didn't go the distance, but I am going the distance, right? It's all about my upcoming future. This Ophiuchus could have two adolescent or young adult children. Um, these maybe somebody has two sons that could be 18, 22, somewhere in there. And this is a character saying, you know, maybe I didn't have a lot of happiness in a relationship, but now that that relationship is ended, my children are grown, it's time for me to rebuild for just me. It's almost like somebody is getting their second wind of, hey, I'm footloose and fancy free now. I'm not in a relationship. I'm also, even if I'm still a mother or a father, of course they're always going to be a mother or a father, but they don't have to meet their children's needs to such an extent anymore. Their children are autonomous, doing their own thing. I feel like this is going to be a very specific message, but it feels like we have an Ophiuchus that is in a place where they are realizing, oh my gosh, the world is my oyster. A lot of my hard work is done. A lot of my difficult, stressful, tearful moments are done. Look at this. Oh my God, a 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords is like, oh my gosh, I got through the tough part. Even here we see a rainbow going across the sky. This is not a painful ending. This is just the ending of the pain, ending of the difficult things. I really feel like the big breakthrough is, I think Ophiuchus is going to have this huge light energy. Like their heart is actually, sometimes we worry about like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do when my kids are all grown? Part of the intensity and the workload might be lifted off my shoulders, but will I feel like an empty nester? Will I be really sad? No, it's going to be such a relief. It's going to be like, my kids are these powerful, intelligent, autonomous beings that I did my job as a parent. I made awesome humans that can handle themselves in life. I totally have faith in my kids. You know what? This feels amazing. I'm so glad. I thought I was going to be worried when they're out in the world doing their own thing. Mm-mm. I'm thrilled to see them out in the world doing their own thing. Or likewise, I thought I was going to be so worried when, what if, the day comes when I separate from a relationship or I get the divorce. Am I going to be left feeling like I'm at loose ends? No, I'm going to be left feeling like, oh my God, that was so exhausting to have been in the midst of a relationship that was so suffocating, or that it wasn't real happiness, but I was tolerating it. This is such a huge sense of relief. It's like finally the rainbows are in the sky again. It's amazing when the thing that we might have been worried about, worried about when that day comes, it turns out the day comes and it feels so good. That is a beautiful breakthrough to have. So this feels like a very specific message for a character. And of course, these are fictional, right? But for a fictional character who is only just now realizing just how much effort it took them to toe the line where they were. It was really exhausting, actually, to be in a relationship that wasn't super happy. So really fearing when the relationship ends, how will it feel? Will I feel like I'm at loose ends? No, this character is only just now going to say, wow, I was like kind of on the battlefield all that time. I didn't know how much easier life would be without that relationship. Now I'm like the wounded warrior who's standing here. This is our heroic wounded warrior. It's like I've gone through all the battles and I survived them all and I got stronger for it. And I'm pretty much the best warrior I could possibly be. And that realization is crystallizing for our character. I feel, as specific as this storyline is, I can't help it. I'll always read whatever story pops out. That's just the way I prefer to roll. This really seems to be the focus on a long-term relationship that ended. And I feel like that long-term relationship had a lot wrong with it. It really tested Ophiuchus. It was a million, broken heart moments. It was a million battles. And standing here at the end of all of this is where they actually realize my level of grace and strength. I didn't even realize how strong I was to have dealt with all that. Excuse me, guys. I didn't realize how much it took for me to do what I did, to handle all that. And there's 9 of Pentacles. But now I feel light. I feel powerful. I feel like I trust myself. I feel proud of myself. I feel abundant. I feel youthful. I feel strong. Look, a wounded warrior who then heals and then can reflect on the battles that they were involved in. That's when they realize they have this huge level of competency. That's when they realize I have a lot of value. You know what? I'm freaking fantastic. And I think when we've been beat down and exhausted from emotional things, but then we restore ourselves, I think it's like, I had no idea I could feel this amazing. I had no idea I could feel this good, this strong, this bright, this, like full of life. I think our character is going to look in the mirror and realize that they look like years have fallen off of them. They're going to look like maybe weight has fallen off of them and they've got an awesome, sexy physique. Everything is like they look better and better. And I think they're going to be able to see it. Worry, frown lines are going to be gone. The dark circles from all those sleepless nights are going to be gone. I think other people will start to notice this also and start commenting on Ophiuchus. This, to me, has the air of somebody who's about to take a single person's vacation. They're going to go do something they've wanted to do for a long time. They're going to dress in their awesome vacay clothes. They're going to look good. And I think they're going to be meeting people on this little mini vacay. This almost feels like she's walking down the street and then somebody like rubbernecks to look her way and she pauses and looks back and it's like, it's been a long time since I saw somebody looking my way like this. It confirms what I've already been feeling. I noticed my hair looks better. I noticed my skin looks better. I've noticed that I look more alive. I feel alive. I feel happy. And all of a sudden, there's more interaction. There's more electric energy between me and the world because you know what? I'm looking toward my future. My past is my past. I was strong. I got through some things. I'm proud of what I've accomplished. Maybe my kiddos are amazing. And now here I am looking good. I really feel like this is a very strong character. 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles has been what she has been missing all this time. This is, maybe someone's going to Disneyland. This looks like the Magic Kingdom. I've never been to Disneyland, but I have family members who just love it and go like a couple times a year. And they've always invited me and I've just never made time to go. But I would say this looks to me like somebody who's about to go to the magical kingdom. They have been missing out on that all this time. All the lighthearted, flirtatious fun that others maybe have enjoyed, when they date and when they get to know people, that's the Magic Kingdom. This isn't really Disneyland, right? We're talking about the things she's missed out on. He, it doesn't matter. She's just come across as a woman all this time. So I just keep saying she, but please know this could be masculine just as easily. This could have been a very precise story where somebody married, at a younger age or something. And they, and then they had kids, so they could have gone from like their youth right to being a parent. And if that relationship didn't turn out to be very happy, but then they had all these responsibilities. And so they kind of missed out on the fun, dating scene of, our early 20s or something, and some of the ability to just not have a ton of responsibilities for a little bit and be that fun-loving, autonomous, single person. I feel like that's what they were denied, and that's what they're just now starting to realize. This person could be 45, 55 years old, and they are just now kicking up their heels going, oh my God, I didn't know how much fun this was going to be. There is definitely a return to youth. There is a return to vitality. They are getting a chance to have I don't want to say second childhood, because it's not a child. This is just the things they missed out on, like in their, early 20s, where we're testing our wings, but nobody expects us to have it all figured out yet. Expects us to have it all figured out yet. Just as an interesting side note, this character, you notice how she has kind of like crutches or walking aids on either side of her. That could indicate a couple different things. First off, this character, I know this is very specific, but our character could have an impairment with, a lower limb, or they could be somebody who's going to be out walking a ton if they're taking a trip. Maybe they're going someplace in Europe where there are old castles, Austria, Vienna, Germany. Maybe they're going someplace where there's these very elegant looking castles. But the other thing I would suggest is to take walking sticks if they're going to do a ton of walking. But I would also say, what are walking sticks for? They're for some support, like when we're bowled over and we need something to lean on. So this could also just be a metaphor that they're going to be blown away by how abundant their life suddenly feels, by how magical their life suddenly feels. So in those moments where it's going to be like such a big thrill, have something to lean against. If our character is about to just have such a happy life, like, I can't believe I'm finally getting to do the things that so many other people got to do, I feel like they're going to think that their life has become kind of a movie. We have Three of Swords sideways. We have the Hermit upright. We have the Queen of Cups upright. This might be why they're bowled over, because I could picture this Ophiuchus like wanting to cry tears of happiness because they finally are getting a chance to have such a huge amount of happiness. They feel better about themselves. They are interacting with others. They're in a place where I think they're going to take a moment and they're going to reflect and say, I really was unhappy before. I had a lot of unhappiness. That 10 of Cups in the reverse, yeah, I knew I was not being satisfied. The Five of Pentacles in the reverse, yeah, I knew I was not having the support or the warmth around me. But damn, I did not know how much it sucked, how much it hurt, how lonely I had felt for so long, until now that my cup is being filled. So I do think this is going to be like a huge, like, you could knock me down with a feather. I didn't know until now that I feel so good and so fulfilled. I didn't know how bad my situation truly had been, or how much I really had been missing until this point. This feels like such an incredible breakthrough. And this is not a negative, right? It simply is, they're reflecting on, I tolerated so much hurt, and I don't think I realized how unhappy I had been. Now I know, because I'm so happy, and it's such a contrast. Tell me about this Queen of Cups, because I'm telling you, this Ophiuchus is a beautiful, beautiful character. Seven of Wands, everything is transforming. You see the bejeweled butterflies here. This is how we overcome struggles. We transform. This is kind of like, I think Ophiuchus is going to be flying beyond these thoughts now. They become aware of it. Maybe they have a good cathartic cry, tears of joy. And now it's like game on. All I want is, I feel like this Ophiuchus is going to completely change your persona. Probably, if they do have adult kids, their adult kids are going to be like, I can't believe how happy you are. Mom, I haven't seen you like this. Dad, I haven't seen you like this. You're like a whole different person. This is not who you used to be. We have the moon in the reverse. Everything that was underneath is coming out now. Everything in the subconscious, every beautiful aspect, everything, every talent, every laugh, everything that was hidden and suppressed and subdued in Ophiuchus is going to be bubbling up to the surface for everyone to see. if Ophiuchus has wanted to do a ton of different things, they've got time to do it now. If Ophiuchus has wanted to take a ton of different trips and classes and, experiences, they're going to be doing it. Four of Swords sideways. This is part of their continued healing journey, though, and I do think that's an important side note. Reclaiming one's joy, one's happiness, one's abundance, doing things for oneself, that is still part of the healing journey. And I think the reason that message comes out is because Ophiuchus, although they are so much happier now, they're on such a good vibe. Remember, we saw them with 2 9s, so not a full completion of 10, right? We saw them with the 9 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles. They are doing so well and they're amazing, but they are still getting to the point of completely shedding the old unhappiness. They are actually still a little bit of a work in progress for their continued healing journey, but they're almost there. They're almost there. This is so important that they reclaim all kinds of happiness. They might be a little bit overindulgent with, they could really fill their life with so many things. It's like everything I was denied the chance to do, every class I wanted to take, every trip I wanted to take, every fun thing I didn't get to do, I'm reclaiming my youth. I never had enough money because I would always spend it on my kids or something like that. Well, now I can actually go out and buy myself some beauty products or some new wardrobe. I mean, whether this is a masculine or a feminine, they suddenly are able to spend their money on some of their own needs, maybe some indulgent things. The thing is, all of this is so important because our character is basically, I'm literally picturing somebody doing a whole makeover. They're going to walk out with an entirely different, maybe they are going to color their hair, they're going to cut their hair, they're going to buy a new wardrobe, they're going to take some trips, they're going to spend their money on some things that they need to do for themselves, some health, some wellness, some, spruce up some things that they've always wanted, but they never had access to, or they never had enough money to do and spend where they would have really loved to have been able to put some money here or there. They're going to do it with no guilt because a lot of things in their life are better. A lot of the stresses have dropped away. A lot of their hard work that they put into helping their kids get to where they needed to be. The kids are now autonomous, making their own money, so mom or dad can take care of themselves. And this is important because it's putting our character on their next trajectory. This is all new terrain for our character. They're going to look different, feel different, and behave different. And I think it's all going to be really positive. There's changing their persona because their whole timeline is shifting. 3 of Pentacles. I think that this character is going to shift in their relationship. Even if they do have kids, their relationship with their kids are going to change, where it's like, I'm not having to be your disciplinarian anymore. We are friends. We have a powerful bond. I feel like having friendships in general with people non-related to them, they're going to be able to really strengthen bonds and really build things. This is so important. We have a 5 of Pentacles now in the reverse, and we have the inspiration of, this would be the Page of Swords in any other deck, but here they call it Inspiration of Swords. This is where our character is, they're still learning. They're still learning that, oh my gosh, I can maybe even think about love again. I don't think this storyline has been about the breakthrough that now I need to go find a new partnership. They just needed to find themselves and enjoy all the things that they were denied, and then enjoy building new relationships, new friendships. And as they get more and more confident, as Ophiuchus feels better and better about themselves, now they're slowly getting to the idea of, maybe I would date again. Maybe there is somebody spicy and fun out there. Maybe there is somebody I would have some attraction for. Maybe I would try the love thing again. This has been just a progress for them. This is not instant. This is not an Ophiuchus who's been ready immediately to start out with love. They needed to do some specific things for themselves first. Buy that new wardrobe, enjoy some hobbies, do things, nourish themselves first and foremost. And then they come around to the idea of, all right, maybe some romance sounds kind of good. I could do that. Yeah. They just need to warm back up to that idea. All right. I loved this one. You guys, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I'll see you again soon.